Após 6 temporadas, The Crown se despede de vez do público com a última leva de episódios da série, que acaba de chegar na Netflix. Meu nome é Raquel Carneiro e eu conversei com parte do elenco que integra, pelo menos na ficção, a família real britânica. The Crown fez barulho ao retratar com bastante imaginação os bastidores do reinado de Elizabeth II. Agora, na reta final, a série mudou o foco para os príncipes da realeza, começando com a Diana, claro, e por fim William, Harry e Kate Middleton. Eu conversei com os 3 atores, confira.
What was the biggest challenge you faced?
I think for me, that almost a challenge. One of the challenges was sort of forgetting about that and just breathing life into a character on a page. I think, and that's hard with any acting with any character. But yeah, sort of like, you know, getting rid of all the noise, as it were, and just filtering all that out and just, you know, researching what you need to research and yeah, lifting the words off the page. I think that's what took the most, you know, energy and time and focus, and that's the you know, the good bit. And obviously being on set and filming it all, but that's the juice, as it were. Over to you. Go on.
My biggest, the voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Kate's voice was probably the most unexpected challenge because we grew up in a very similar area, so I kind of thought we would have the same accent-ish, but we have very kind of different voices that are like where we speak from is differently placed, and learning that kind of different tone and pitch was really interesting. And there's like added layer of, I guess, difficulty because it's not documented in the era that I play her what she sounds like, so you kind of have to pitch it higher, I guess, and imagine how that would be if she wasn't, you know, being filmed so much, or how she would be more relaxed around certain people.
I found like the just something simple like the posture quite difficult in terms of, I think, because there's a sort of way in which they hold themselves, and I think instinctually, like when you go onto a set, and especially like this set, your instinct doesn't say to kind of like stand up proud, because it can be quite, you know, intimidating at first. So I think that can be a challenge. That was hard, yeah.
But how was it to be in this particular scenario in which this family lives all day with all these photographs around you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you said it. I think it's a big part of their life, and always has been and always will be. So I think to experience that full on, and you know, none of it's faked. You know, you've got people, the flashes are going off, you've got people screaming in your face, so you do live it in a sense, even though it's a microcosm of it. But it's intense, and then to actually experience that, you know, there's no real acting really required, because it's happening. You just need to, you know, feel it and sort of react to it, really.
And for Luther, Harry is the favorite rebel from royalty. And I don't know, I want to know if you have any surprise during your research about him. How was it to connect with that character?
I think one of the things that Peter was exploring with the dynamic of the brothers was obviously the heir and the spare, and maybe, you know, being a black sheep. And I think for me that was kind of a way in the sense that I felt like within the experience of like being on the crown, like I felt a bit like the black sheep, because I'm not, you know, I don't have any experience, and I, you know, didn't go to like drama school. So I, you know, you're with like a group of like some of the best like British actors, so it was quite easy to kind of feel that like that. Yeah. You know what I found interesting, actually, I was thinking about this, the initiations that they would do in terms of like shooting stags in like the Highlands of Scotland.
Yeah.
And then it's something that Harry wrote about, but he got his he killed his first stag,
Yeah.
and then he had his head forced into the stag.
Jeez. Interesting.
some kind of initiation. I was like, wow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a way to kick
Shame we
things
didn't
off.
do
Into his like guts.
Yeah, into the guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
I wasn't expecting that. For Meg, Kate has like always been this kind of person that people hate and love, and she was very judged because she's a woman and she is like she did all of these things to be with the prince. So how was it for you to understand her?
I think when it came to understanding Kate, it was much easier because of the era that I play her in, because she grew up quite similarly to me in that she, had a very traditional upbringing, I suppose, and went to school and went to university and fell in love, and that's got that kind of, in that sense, it's easy to connect to her. The research team are amazing at, giving you different documentaries and books to read about her. So I just kind of took everything that I could. But of course, there's a lot of noise out there in terms of tabloids and stories about, certain things, and you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. So it's nice to just have the script and work with that, and just to see that as like Peter's painting of Kate, but inspired by, real events and real people.
And just to finish, how were you guys' relation with the show before, and also the monarchy? I don't know, the crown was important for you guys to get closer to this world.
In terms of the family, it didn't really have, in terms of the real people. I didn't really have much. Either way, it was quite nice. I kind of sat in a little grey area where I didn't really feel particularly passionately about. Anyway about them, so that was very lucky that I was able just to go in it with openness and just play it how I see it, really.
Yeah, I think likewise, though, kind of relatively neutral. I hadn't seen all of The Crown before auditioning, but then I went back and obviously watched it all. But I found it quite once. Having had the part, I found it intimidating watching it because I was like, oh,
it's so good.
Oh God, oh my God.
Yeah.
So that also kind of freaked me out.
E esse foi Em Cartaz. A gente se vê na semana que vem com mais dicas e notícias do mundo do cinema e do streaming.